Well, as lockdown is eased, the rules are becoming ever more complicated. So let's find out how up to speed you are. Let's play Lockbusters. What I'm going to do is I'm going to present you with some scenarios and you have to tell me if they are allowed within the guidelines, okay? So, as tradition dictates, we start with Lord Dave.
Oh, no.
Now, Lord Dave...
I was hoping I've got away with it because I've done it last week.
Lord Dave, you did so well last week. Now, Lord Dave, listen very carefully and tell me if this is allowed, okay? You have a new swing ball set and you invite me to meet you in the park for a quick game. And for some reason, I say yes. You lend me a racket because why would I bring my own racket to swing ball? Despite an intensely competitive match, we maintain social distancing and we are never closer than 2 meters apart. Is this allowed within the guidelines?
If I'm bringing a tennis racket from my household, then I could be spreading my germs on the racket. So, and if I'm passing it to you, I don't want that, do I?
Okay.
So, I think it's no.
Lord Dave, you absolutely knocked it out of the park, mate.
Oh.
It is not allowed because, as Lord Dave said, as current government guidelines dictate, you shouldn't share sporting equipment with people from a different household because it might have Lord Dave's germs on it. So, you have to make sure you wash your hands after and your balls. That's the official guideline. So, Lord Dave, well done.
Come on.
Right, Paloma, you're up next. It's your birthday. Inexplicably, you invite my mum round to celebrate with you in your garden. Your home...
That's highly likely.
OK, your home doesn't have any sort of alleyway or rear access to the garden. So the only access is through the house. As she trundles through your living room, Mum asks if she can take a quick trip to Tinkletown. Having washed her hands and wiped down your bathroom, she appears in your garden. You offer her a salad and she rudely takes out her own cutlery, which she's brought with her. Is that allowed?
No.
Why?
Because they're not allowed in your house, are they?
Well, the actual answer, Paloma, is that it is allowed. If you're visiting someone else's private garden and there isn't side access, you may go through their house as long as you maintain social distancing. If you have to go to the toilet, you can, not just for shits and giggles. If you have to go to the toilet, you can, provided you wipe down the surfaces after yourself and wash your hands thoroughly. My mum was absolutely right to use her own cutlery, which is another piece of government advice for visiting people's gardens.
That sounds great. I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
Mum, I think that might be an invite.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love it.
And there's no rear access, I'm afraid to say.
No.
Oh, what sort of a birthday is that?
Tom, you're up next.
Yes.
So this is your scenario, Tom. It's a hot day, so your boyfriend calls up and asks if he can come round for a dip in the paddling pool. You say yes, but you fill up 2 paddling pools, so you have 1 each. After a refreshing dip, you show him into the shed, not a euphemism, where your tools are on display, not a euphemism, to dry off. God, it's a hot day. He asks if he can stay over, and you say only if you erect a tent in the garden, not a euphemism. Just before you say goodnight, you treat yourself to a little light lovemaking in the tent. Is this allowed within the guidelines?
I was enjoying the romance of it. It was like a lovely Mills and Boon or something. Well, firstly, I don't have a boyfriend, so I'd have to just drag somebody in from the street. But no, that's illegal because you cannot have any kind of sexual relations with people outside of your household, which is, you know.
Yes. Well,
What was all that about a tool shed? Oh, don't dry off out here. You'll get terribly chapped. Go into the tool shed. Be careful of my chisels. Towel down in there.
Well, Tom, you're absolutely right. So you were right not to share a paddling pool, okay? But the moment he stepped foot into that shed to dry off, you were in breach of the rules, okay? Also, you're not allowed to have sex, as you said, with someone from a different household or have someone to stay over, even if it's in a tent.
Who has 2 paddling pools? How opulent to have 2 paddling pools at a time like this.
Yeah, old Jay-Z with the 2 paddling pools.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're not in Hollywood, Romish.
Well, look, it looks like you lot have got a better understanding of this than we might have thought. So give it up for yourselves, guys. I thought that was great. Well done. OK, so here's what I think. At the beginning of lockdown, we all had this vision of Boris Johnson coming out with a big coronavirus-shaped button and going 3, 2, 1, lockdown's over! Yeah! We'd all celebrate. But it's not like that, is it? They're doing it step by step. It's very difficult to feel euphoria because now you can take your nan for a walk. On to